What if the harshest words you hear are the ones you say to yourself? For Maya, this was a daily reality. She was talented, hardworking, and admired by many, but inside her mind lived a voice that never seemed to rest. It whispered doubts before every big decision, replayed her smallest mistakes, and convinced her she'd never be enough. No matter how much she achieved, the inner critic always found something to criticize. Maya wondered if she would ever find peace, or if she was destined to live with this constant self-judgment. Tonight, her journey will reveal a story and a lesson that could silence that voice for good. If you've ever struggled with your own inner critic, this is a story you'll never forget. By day, Maya was the picture of confidence. She led meetings at work, her ideas respected, and her laughter infectious. Friends admired her drive and creativity, and her social media was filled with snapshots of success, awards, celebrations, and bright smiles. But behind closed doors, Maya's reality was different. Each night she stood before her bathroom mirror, replaying every awkward moment and harsh word she'd spoken to herself. The applause faded, replaced by a quiet voice that picked apart her flaws and questioned her worth. No one saw the hesitation in her eyes, or the way she second-guessed every decision. Outwardly, Maya seemed unstoppable, but inside, she was locked in a battle with a critic only she could hear, a voice that refused to let her rest. Every morning, Maya woke up with a knot in her stomach, already bracing for the day's challenges. She replayed yesterday's mistakes, an awkward comment in a meeting, a forgotten deadline, a friend's text she hadn't answered. Her inner critic was relentless, whispering that she was falling behind, that everyone else had it figured out. At work, she hesitated to share new ideas, afraid of being judged or dismissed. With friends, she laughed along, but wondered if they truly liked her, or if they just tolerated her presence. Even small successes felt undeserved, as if she'd fooled everyone into believing she was capable. The voice inside her head grew louder with every setback, drowning out any sense of pride or joy. Maya longed to break free, to silence the critic that kept her from living fully. But most people never escape this voice. It becomes a constant companion, shaping their choices and dimming their light. Would Maya find the courage to challenge her inner critic, or would she let it define her story forever? Desperate for relief, Maya turned to self-help books, hoping to find the secret to confidence in their pages. She filled journals with her thoughts, trying to untangle the web of doubts that held her back. But the inner critic's voice remained, stubborn and sharp. One weekend, Maya signed up for a local workshop on self-compassion, hoping for a fresh start. There she met an older woman named Mrs. Patel, whose calm presence stood out in the crowded room. During a break, Mrs. Patel noticed the tension in Maya's eyes and gently asked if she was all right. Maya hesitated, then admitted how much she struggled with self-doubt. Mrs. Patel nodded with understanding. "I used to feel the same way," she said softly. "Would you like to hear a story that changed my life?" Mrs. Patel leaned in, her eyes gentle. "Let me tell you a story I once heard. Inside every person, there are two wolves. One is critical and harsh, always reminding you of your failures, your flaws, and your fears. The other is kind and encouraging, whispering words of hope, forgiveness, and strength. These wolves are always fighting inside us, but the one that wins is the one you feed." Maya listened, picturing her own inner struggle. Mrs. Patel continued, "When you notice the harsh wolf speaking, pause. Take a breath, and choose to feed the kind wolf instead. Say something gentle to yourself, even if it feels awkward. Try, 'I made a mistake, but I'm learning,' or 'I am worthy of kindness, even now.'" She invited Maya to try it, right there. Maya closed her eyes and softly said, "I'm allowed to be imperfect." For the first time, the critic's voice faded, replaced by a quiet warmth. In that moment, Maya realized she could choose which wolf to feed, and that choice could change everything. Mrs. Patel smiled, seeing the relief in Maya's eyes. "You can't stop every negative thought from appearing," she explained, "but you can choose which voice to nurture. The critical wolf may always be there, but it doesn't have to lead your life. Each time you notice harsh self-talk, pause and offer yourself a kind word instead. It might feel unnatural at first, but with practice, the kind wolf grows stronger, and the critic grows quieter. She encouraged Maya, and anyone listening, to try this simple shift for a week. Every time you catch your inner critic, respond with a gentle, encouraging thought. Notice how your mood changes, how your confidence grows. The voice you feed becomes your companion. Choose kindness and watch your story transform. In the days that followed, Maya made a conscious effort to feed her kind wolf. Whenever self-doubt crept in, she paused and offered herself a gentle word instead of criticism. Slowly, the harsh voice that once dominated her thoughts began to fade, replaced by encouragement and understanding. Maya noticed she was more willing to try new things, less afraid of making mistakes, and more present with the people she loved. Her confidence grew, not because she was perfect, but because she finally allowed herself to be human. The weight of self-doubt lifted, and in its place was a quiet strength. Maya realized that true change began with the way she spoke to herself, and that kindness, once given, could never be forgotten. Which wolf will you feed tonight? Remember, every gentle word you offer yourself is a step toward a kinder, more confident life. Try speaking to yourself as you would to a dear friend, and notice the difference it makes. Share your experiences or a kind thought in the comments below, and subscribe for more stories that help you build self-kindness and confidence.